Some worrying news coming in India's battle against COVID-19. The country is witnessing a rise in COVID active cases driven by spike in daily cases in states like Kerala, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Punjab. According to the Health Ministry, over 85% of the new cases are from just these 5 states. Maharashtra and Kerala alone are accounting for more than 74% of the country's active cases. In the midst of the rising COVID cases, India is far behind in meeting the vaccination target of 13 lakh inoculations in a day. India is still on its phase 1 of the vaccination, where healthcare workers and frontline workers are being given the shots. Questions now are arising and being raised as to why vaccination program is not being expanded to give doses to the general population as the cases spike. However, beating COVID hesitancy amongst the people is proving to be the biggest challenge for the government. On to our next story that is making headlines coming in from Maharashtra. As Maharashtra reported over 6,000 fresh coronavirus cases for yet another day, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has given an 8-day ultimatum to the people, saying that if they do not begin following the COVID norms, then the government will have to impose another lockdown. Amidst the surge in the cases, parts of Amravati district have now been placed under lockdown. While there will be a total lockdown in Amravati city area, the rest of the Amravati district is going to be in partial lockdown for 7 days. Maharashtra government has also announced that all the government meetings, large-scale projects, religious gatherings, political tours, all are not going to be allowed as the state looks to contain the virus spread. Only essential services like medicine shops, hospital, foods, vegetable shops are going to be allowed to be open. There are other business activities that will have to be shut from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. Offices will be allowed to open with only 15% workforce. Theatres, schools, colleges, swimming pools, parks are going to be closed during curfew time.
पुन्हा एकदा काही प्रमाणामध्ये बंधनं आपल्याला पाळावी लागणार आहेत. काही ठिकाणी बंधनं हे आपण घालतो आहोत. अमरावती, अकोला, यवतमाळ, वाशिम, कारण साधारणतः हा जो पट्टा आहे, ह्या पट्ट्यामध्ये ही वाढ फार मोठ्या प्रमाणात होते आणि म्हणून तिथे उद्यापासून साधारणतः तिथल्या अधिकाऱ्यांनी मी सांगितलं की अचानक काही करू नका. म्हणजे आता 7 वाजता मी आपल्याशी बोलतोय आणि आज सांगणार की आज मध्यरात्रीपासून मी लॉकडाऊन करतोय, तसं नका करू. कारण अचानक लॉकडाऊन करणं हे सुद्धा घातक आहे आणि अचानक सगळं काही उघडून टाकणं हे सुद्धा घातक आहे. आणि म्हणून मी सांगितलं की आपल्या जनतेला 1 दिवस द्या. 1 दिवस देऊन साधारणतः उद्या संध्याकाळपासून जिथे जिथे तुम्हाला वाटतं तिकडे काही बंधनं ही जरूर तुम्ही अंमलात आणायला सुरुवात करा.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be visiting West Bengal today. He's going to be addressing a public meeting in Hooghly in Dunlop factory ground. The factory has been shut since 2014 and the choice of the venue is bound to send a political message about the decline of industries in Bengal. Modi will then inaugurate the extension of Kolkata Metro line from Naupara to Dakshineshwar and flag off the first service. He will also be inaugurating a 30 kilometers railway line between Kalaikunda and Jhargram. During his visit to the pole-bound state, he's also going to be dedicated Azimganj to Khargarat Road section of the Eastern Railway to the country, along with dedicating 3rd and 4th line of Howrah Bardhaman main railway line. The TMC and the BJP war has now reached Mamata Banerjee's doorstep. CBI Summons Wife and sister-in-law of Mamata's nephew Abhishek Banerjee in a coal smuggling case. A CBI team is likely to visit the residence of Banerjee's sister-in-law Manika Gambhir at around 11 a.m. to question her in this case. The probe team is also likely to make another visit to Abhishek Banerjee's house to question his wife Rujira Narula in this case. This after a 3-member CBI team had to return from her house yesterday after finding that Narula was not present there. Sources in the CBI claim that Narula's name cropped up during its investigation into smuggling of illegal mined coal involving smuggling racket operating in western part of Bengal. Sources say that during the course of investigation, CBI came across the material hinting alleged involvement of Narula in the scam. While the TMC has alleged political vendetta, BJP made a stunning claim saying that Rujira was hiding illegal wealth in Thailand.
ওদের তো হাতে এই এজেন্সিগুলো আছে যারা যাদেরকে ওরা চোর বলেছিল, যাদের ভাগ বলেছিল, তাদেরই তো দেখছি ওদের মন্ত্রীদের পাশাপাশি ঘুরে বেড়াচ্ছে। সিবিআই বলুন, ইডি বলুন, ইনকাম ট্যাক্স বলুন, এগুলো সবাই জেনে গেছে। এগুলো আর নিরপেক্ষ বলে কিছু নেই, এগুলো সব বিজেপির অফিস হয়ে গেছে। অভিষেক তো কোনো ব্যক্তিগতভাবে নোটিশ পাঠায়নি, একটা মিথ্যে তথ্য প্রকাশ হয়েছে তার বিরুদ্ধে করেছে। ব্যক্তিগতভাবে পলিটিক্যাল দেখুন ওরা তো প্রতিহিংসা পরায়ণ, ওরাই পাবে মানুষকে এসব করে ওদের দিকে নেওয়ার জন্য। মতাদর্শগতভাবে যারা মজবুত আছে তারা কোনোদিন মাথা না হবে।
सबको मालूम है एक कुल स्मगलिंग, सैंड स्मगलिंग, स्टोन स्मगलिंग और गाँव तस्करी, गाय का तस्करी, इस सभी में तोलाबाज भाईपो और उसकी एसोसिएट सब जुड़ा हुआ है। ये सबको मालूम है, सीबीआई को कार्रवाई करना चाहिए। अरे पूरा के पूरा सबूत लेकर तो सीबीआई काम कर रहा है, सबूत तो सबका हाथ में घूम रहा है। वो मैडम डिस्टर्ब कर रहा है तो पता चल गया ना।
And my colleague Sneha Mordani earlier spoke to BJP General Secretary Kailash Vijayvargiya on CBI's heat over Abhishek Banerjee's wife. Listen in.
ये पूछना चाहती हूँ आपसे कि आपके खिलाफ जो एलिगेशन अभी आ रहा है, ये आरोप है कि सीबीआई के छापे नहीं है, ये केंद्र सरकार की तरफ से बीजेपी का समन है क्योंकि चुनाव आ गए हैं।
देखिए, सीबीआई एक ऐसी संस्था है, इंडिपेंडेंट संस्था है, जिसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन की बात सारी दुनिया में मानी जाती है। मैं समझता हूँ कि कोई लालबाग का थाना थोड़ी है कि किसी को भी पकड़कर 302 में बंद कर दिया, किसी को के ऊपर भी एनडीपीएस लगा दी अभिषेक के कहने पर, ममता जी के कहने पर। आखिर सीबीआई है, और सीबीआई जैसी संस्था यदि मुख्यमंत्री के परिवार के घर में नोटिस दे रही है, इसका मतलब है उनके पास पर्याप्त सबूत होना चाहिए। और इसलिए ऐसी बात करना मैं समझता हूँ कि नादानी वाली बात है, ये बिल्कुल नासमझी वाली बात है। और इस प्रकार की बात करना मैं समझता हूं कि एक संस्था को बदनाम करने जैसी बात है। जहां तक चुनाव का सवाल है, चुनाव अपनी जगह है। अब सीबीआई ने अगर कोई जांच करने के बाद उनको नोटिस दिया है तो ये सीबीआई को ये तो नहीं देखेगी कि चुनाव है अभी नहीं देना चाहिए, जब उनको तथ्य मिलेंगे, जब उन्होंने नोटिस दिए। इसलिए इस प्रकार की नहीं करें तो ज्यादा अच्छा है।
First you contest with Abhishek Banerjee and tell the name.
टीएमसी का एक ही नारा है, भतीजा बढ़ाओ। भतीजे के कल्याण के अलावे टीएमसी के मन में और कोई कल्याण नहीं।
मेरे पोस्टर हटा देंगे और एक तरफ पीसी, एक तरफ भाईपो। स्वागत।
Big escalation in battle for Bengal. After explosive face-offs over Mamta's nephew, the BJP-TMC war has reached the inner circle of Mamta. A team of CBI officials reached Abhishek Banerjee's Harish Banerjee Road residence on Sunday, serving his wife Rujira Narula Banerjee a notice for immediate questioning in the coal scam and money laundering case. CBI sources say Rujira's name had cropped up during investigation into coal smuggling case registered against alleged kingpin of the pilferage racket. Sources also claim that during recent raids and recordings of the statements, CBI came across material hinting alleged involvement of Abhishek Banerjee's wife. Reacting on the notice, TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee took to Twitter saying he won't be cowed down by these ploys of the BJP government. Sources say illegal coal worth crores was smuggled with the help of government officials and politicians. The agency on November 28 had raided over 45 places in West Bengal in the illegal coal theft case. With Polimi Saha, Bureau Report, India Today.
All eyes are going to be on Home Minister Amit Shah as special court at Bengal's Bidhannagar has summoned him over a defamation case filed by TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee. The court has asked Shah to appear tomorrow at 10 a.m. Banerjee, who is the nephew of West Bengal Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee, filed a defamation complaint objecting to a speech that was made by Shah on 11th of August 2018 at a rally organized by BJP in Kolkata. In his complaint, Banerjee claims that allegations made by Shah during his 2018 speech were devoid of any truth and were a ploy to tarnish his image. Staying with news that is coming in from Bengal now. We'll get you more details as the elections nears in Bengal. All eyes are going to be on battleground Nandigram that is likely to witness a fierce battle between Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee and her former listed Lieutenant Shivendu Adhikari. Here's a complete report.
নন্দীগ্রাম সিট এমনিতে এটা জেনারেল সিট, কাজেই কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। এমনকি আমি যদি নন্দীগ্রামে দাঁড়াই কেমন হয়?
Nandigram, linked to Mamta's anti-farmland acquisition movement in 2007, helping her end 34-year left-front rule in 2011. After more than 13 years, Nandigram is back in focus, after Mamta pledged to take on 8-turn political foe Suvendu Adhikari in his fief, prompting Suvendu to vow her decimation by a record margin.
Nandigram seat এমনিতে এটা জেনারেল সিট, কাজেই কোনো অসুবিধা নেই। এমনকি আমি যদি নন্দীগ্রামে দাঁড়াই কেমন হয়?
আজকে সন্ধ্যাবেলা ঘড়িতে টাইম দিয়ে ডেট দিয়ে আপনারা লিখে রাখুন, 1/2 লাখ ভোটে যদি মাননীয়াকে হারাতে না পারি আমি রাজনীতি ছেড়ে দেব।
BJP has given an open challenge to TMC Supremo Mamta Banerjee to contest only from Nandigram. The list of candidates of TMC is yet not out, but party leaders are confident that Mamta will fight from Nandigram as she is a woman of her words.
My understanding is, yes, that she's already announced Nandigram and she's not a lady who goes back on her word. At that Nandigram meeting, she also announced she was fighting in Bhawanipur and she's not a lady who goes back on his words.
So will Mamta and Suvendu return to Nandigram as rivals? The battle royale is getting massively escalated.
The Battle of Nandigram seems to be a bit more personal over here because the trusted lieutenant of Mamta Banerjee, Suvendu Adhikari, just left her and joined the hands of the Saffron Party. Whether or not Mamta Banerjee contests from only one seat, that is the Nandigram, or she contests from another second seat, will be seen. With camera person Tapas Berry, this is Suryagni Roy for India Today, Kolkata.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be in Polban, Assam to inaugurate a slew of development measures. This is going to be his third visit to Assam within a month ahead of the state polls. Prime Minister will kickstart his visit by inaugurating an INMAX unit at Indian Oil plant at Assam's Dibrugarh at 11:30 a.m. The INMAX unit is an indigenously developed project that produces high LPG and high-octane gasoline yield. Along with this, the Prime Minister is also going to be laying the foundation stone of engineering colleges during the event. Not just that, the Prime Minister is also going to be inaugurating a gas compressor station at Assam's Tinsukia. And the crisis of ruling Congress government deepens in Puducherry after 2 more MLAs resigned on Sunday. Chief Minister Narayanaswamy called for an emergency meeting after Congress MLA Lakshmi Narayan and DMK legislator Venkatesan submitted their resignations. Post this meeting, the Chief Minister said that the party will put forward its decision for the Assembly today. The latest jolt to the Puducherry government reduced its strength to 12, well below the halfway mark. 1 MLA was disqualified earlier. With 4 recent resignations, the government is now in a minority. With the latest developments, all eyes are now on the Assembly, where the ruling alliance has to prove its majority on the floor test on Monday.
நாளை தினம் காலை சட்டமன்றம் கூடுவதற்கு முன்பாக எந்த நிலையை நாம் எடுக்க வேண்டும் என்பது சம்பந்தமாக அந்த சமயத்தில் முடிவு செய்வதென்று நாங்கள் ஏகமனதாக முடிவெடுத்திருக்கிறோம். இப்பொழுது அது சம்பந்தமாக நாங்கள் பேச்சுவார்த்தை நடத்தினோமே தவிர எந்த விதமான இறுதி முடிவும் எடுக்கப்படவில்லை. நாளை காலை 10 மணி அளவில் சட்டமன்றம் கூடுகின்ற சமயத்தில் ஒரு இறுதி முடிவெடுத்து சட்டமன்றத்தில் எங்களுடைய நிலைப்பாடு தெரியும்.
Days after India and China began disengaging from both the banks of Pangong Lake as part of the disengagement process between the two countries there, India and China met once again for 10th round of talks to further the disengagement on other flashpoints. Here's a complete report coming in.
The Pangong pullback, face of India-China Ladakh de-escalation, Gogra and Hot Spring next in target. After spending marathon 16 hours in 10th round of military talks at Moldo on the southern bank of Pangong Tso on the Chinese side.
After a 16-hour-long marathon meeting at the Moldo BPM on the Chinese side at the LAC, the Indian delegation led by Lieutenant General PGK Menon is back at the Leh Core. The meeting, sources tell India Today, has been fruitful. There is hope of forward movement of disengagement at key friction points. India insisted on disengagement at Gogra, Hot Spring and Depsang. As of now, the Indian delegation will brief the leadership in the national capital, and then the next course of action will be taken.
Both sides released a joint press statement hoping for positive resolution for the remaining flashpoints, agreeing for more dialogues and maintaining ground tranquility. Experts, however, advise caution.
चीन को साफ तौर पे नजर आ गया है कि जिस इरादे से वो आया था यूनिलेटरली एलएसी को चेंज करना, वो मंशा उसकी कभी भी पूरी नहीं हो सकती. हिंदुस्तान की फौज बड़ी स्ट्रांग है, बड़ी रेजिलिएंट है और प्रोलॉन्ग्ड कॉन्फ्रंटेशन उसके हित में नहीं होगी.
While the 2020 standoff in eastern Ladakh was restricted to the Galwan Valley, Hot Springs, Gogra Post and Pangong So's banks, the Chinese were clearly building up prominently near Depsang in an effort to create a new front. After staying firm in face of mega Chinese build-up in Pangong, can both sides make common ground in friction point of Depsang?
At this point of time, from what sources tell India today, the conversation will not only be at the military level, but may also have to be escalated to the diplomatic and the political level. It is expected that either the foreign secretaries, the foreign minister, or the national security advisor will take this conversation forward to reduce tension at the line of actual control. But in principle, there is an agreement on the Chinese side that disengagement is required to reduce friction at friction points along the line of actual control and for restoration of normal ties between India and China. With cameraman Kripal Singh in Leh, Gaurav Sawant for India Today.
Novak Djokovic beat Daniil Medvedev in straight sets to clinch the Australian Open title. Djokovic started strongly with 2-0 lead. Medvedev made a strong comeback, but the Serb held his nerves and took the opening set 7-5. In the second set, Djokovic dominated the proceedings and registered a 6-2 win. The world number one wasted title time and wrapped up the proceedings with another 6-2 to win and to claim a record 9th Australian Open title. With this win, Novak Djokovic Grand Slam tally raises to 18. That is 2 fewer than Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal.
With the ultimate prize. It's a matter of time when you're going to hold the Grand Slam, that's for sure. If you don't mind waiting a few more years. The last but not least, I would like to thank this court. And I would like to thank Rod Laver Arena. I love you each year more and more. It's been, love affair keeps going. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.